Okay, we're live. All right, guys. We don't usually do this. Paul's got to work tomorrow morning early, so he won't be with us. Paul would have plenty to say. I just got off the phone with him a little bit ago, and Paul has a lot to say, but he's not saying it tonight. um, so we thought we'd go live because everybody wants to get it out, wants to talk about it, make them feel better because this is a game that should have never gotten. We should have never lost. We should have never gotten beat. And I know that I said that I was concerned about this game even a couple of weeks ago, and I guess I had good reason to be concerned because, as it turned out, this Gophers team in the second half stepped up the defense, they stepped up the offense, and um, you know, although Iowa's defense didn't break today, they did give up enough yardage to give up 4 touchdowns. But I will quantify that with that Deacon Hill, the lousiest quarterback I've ever seen in Division One quarter college football, had 2 fumbles that set them up in easy territory. You know, fortunately for our defense, they kept them out of the end zone. Um, um, this is where I know that people are upset about Cooper's touchdown coming off the board in the rule. I read the rule. Jason had it posted earlier in a group chat, and I don't. He can read it for you guys if you want. They interpreted it the way they wanted to interpret it. I think it was stupid interpretation how they interpreted it. I think most of us do, but let's face it. It should have never come down to that. Pulling Cooper's touchdown off the board. We still had a chance to win that game. We had the ball at midfield. We just had to go about 15, maybe 20 yards to give our field goal kicker a decent shot at the field goal. And what happened? He got sacked like 15 yards or something. He got so that's on the old line because they didn't hold anybody back. He missed, he had a bad throw, and I don't remember. I think it went over to the sideline, and he didn't even get it anywhere near the receiver. And then he threw the interception to finish the game. Okay. Um, that was just horrible, horrible, horrible. And plus all the misses he had today. I think today, South Bend is on here. So South Bend, if you gave me those stats earlier today, could you talk about could you post the stats for Deacon Hill, how lousy his um, stats were? I think he was just a little over 30%, if I figured it right. Completion rate. That's just not going to make it in Division One college football. Honestly, guys, how are we going to win any games if everybody sells out to stop the run the way Minnesota did today? How are we going to win games with that quarterback? Okay, we've got 2 weeks to figure out, make sure how we're going to beat Northwestern. All right. By the way, how the Northwestern Nebraska game came out today? I didn't look.
It was good. Like it was a great game.
Who won?
Nebraska won 17-9, I think.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah. And yeah, so I think we all picked that game. I'm gonna wait to go back and pick up our picks on that, Jason, because I didn't actually look at any of the scores today. I know we lost the Penn State game. Those of us who picked Penn State, I don't know.
Yeah.
um, and so okay, so
Um,
let's just get your take on it. I kind of said my piece and got it out a little bit. Jason, do you want to add anything to what I said or talk about anything we said? We've got 2 people on board, South Bend and whoever else is not talking.
no, I got so much going on around me right now. Because of football. Like we got the Utah USC game on. I don't want to miss that.
Oh, okay. You got it on right now? Can you see it?
Yeah, I got
Okay.
it on right here on the iPad, and I got another one on right here, and then I got 4 of them on to my right. But they're all angled a little different, so I can barely kind of see
Mhm.
um, a couple of them. Well, one of them is the USC game, Old Miss. I got that one on. Then I got the other two I can't really see, but
Mhm.
they're at commercial right now. But anyway, um, yeah, I don't know. I've kind of said, I mean, this now. Granted, the game is 60 minutes, so to say that the last call didn't matter because Iowa shouldn't have been in that situation. Well, the bottom line is they were, and the
Mhm.
game is 60 minutes.
Right.
Regardless how bad the offense is, that touchdown should have counted,
Right.
and Iowa should have went up, and then whatever happened after that happened,
Mhm.
right? Regardless how bad the offense is, that touchdown should have counted. He didn't. He waved his hands like he was running over. That
Mhm.
isn't a fair catch. He never once went above his head. I shared the rules with everybody, so everybody can go read them. Um, but I can't. This is dumbfounding. I mean, last year Kirk's comments were, "Well, Petrus wasn't turning it over, right?" But he never was like 35% passing
No.
either, or
He
whatever it
was
is. South
he was
Bend
usually in
had
the 50s. He was usually in the 50s.
he was usually in the 50s, and we thought that was bad, right?
Right.
I mean, Hill couldn't hit. I mean, Hill had Regini open twice for third down conversions, wide open, and he throws it off in the God's country.
Right.
And another one he threw to Seth Anderson. He threw that before Seth was even close to making his break.
Right.
Like, so he doesn't understand. Now, that's one of those where you got to be on the same page, but
Mhm.
you got to know how deep the route's supposed to go, right? I mean, that ball was past Anderson before he turned around. That's why the ref couldn't call interference because the ball was already right here when Seth
Mhm.
turned around and then he got laid out by that dude. Remember? I don't know if you remember
Yeah,
that play.
I do remember that play. I think everybody was wanting interference on that, but honestly, I was on board with that. No call. It was fine.
It was
Uh,
fine to me because the ball was already past him.
yeah,
The
and
only thing you could have
that's what the
called there,
announcer said. It was already past him when that happened.
yeah, I mean, it was like the
Mhm.
ball was like behind his head, but I mean, you could have called uh, what is it? What is it? Roughing uh, undefensive player. I don't know how to say it right now.
You mean the targeting rule on a defenseless player?
Defenseless player. They could have possibly called that on him because he was defenseless.
Hmm.
Like the ball was already past him and he still got whacked.
Yeah, and he was up in the air when that happened.
Yeah. So I mean, they could have went that route,
Yeah.
but
I just want to give props to Coach Fleck and his crew because we had them on the ropes in the first half. We just weren't moving the ball, and honestly, we only scored touchdown because they have penalties that kept six. I think would they had 3 penalties on that drive alone that helped us move the ball about 30 plus yards into the end
yeah,
zone. And you see how
there's a
many times it took the sneak to get in. God, he can't even sneak the ball.
yeah, you can't sneak it. I think I shared that. Did I share that with you guys?
No,
That
you didn't.
we figured out why we don't quarterback sneak on fourth down. Deacon doesn't know how to sneak. He goes right behind the center, so it's all bogged up. You have
Yeah.
to go a little to the left or a little to the right to get some drive going. If you go right behind the center, well, you're going to run into the center.
Hmm.
Like you don't have any leeway. So, um, yeah, Joey has to start regardless. I don't care what. If Kirk comes out with, I don't care how he practices. Practice isn't always the way it's supposed to be. I know some people are like, well, he's not practicing. Well, he practiced good enough last year, and we already saw how he played in a game.
Right.
He
Why
completed
aren't we
50
giving him a chance? Give him a freaking chance.
right, but there's a couple people who are like, well, he doesn't practice. Well, who cares? There's a thing called being a gamer.
Right.
Sometimes people are just gamers. They may not practice well, but who cares how good you practice when your game day is
Hmm.
this? Who
Right.
cares?
Yeah.
I don't
I mean,
care
if
if you
all the
play.
people that were angry with it didn't want Peaches around anymore, now they want him back.
Well, I didn't think quarterback play could get worse. Just to be 100% honest, I've never seen a Division One. I can't think of anybody this bad, like
Mhm.
anybody. I had somebody throw Jake Christensen at me. I'm like, he completed 60-some% of his passes. He threw 24 passes in his Hawkeye career, 24 touchdown passes in his Hawkeye career. Jake wasn't as bad as what everybody wants to say he was. He was just on a bad team. He completed 60% of his passes.
Right. Let's go back to this before we do that real quick.
Well, okay.
311 yards in 15 quarters of football, average of 20 yards a quarter. So I'm guessing that's the stats for Deacon. All right, here we go back.
I thought Coach. Now I didn't listen. I've only been told a lot of things. So, but South Bend, I thought KF said in the presser that they're going to have a competition. We'll see who plays better.
See, I didn't catch that. I watched the podcast. I didn't hear that. Not the podcast, but the presser.
The presser, you watched it? You didn't hear him say that?
No, but by the time I got on the presser, a couple of minutes were already gone. And I got through there when he started asking questions. People were asking questions. So I didn't see anything.
The LSU game's another one. That one's poor Army.
Yeah.
Army's getting.
How's Utah USC going?
Utah is up 28-14.
Oh, okay. We might win that one.
USC can't score against Utah.
Okay. Also, KF let it be known that BF will not be made available this week.
Yeah.
For media access. Guess on bye weeks he usually is. Yes, that's. Yeah, well, they don't want people firing questions at him this week. Like
I shared that.
Protect him.
I shared that South Bend in all of our groups, and you're right. Every bye week, every one of them is for the coordinators. So
are we, Colleen. So are we. We're all pissed.
The only thing I'm mad about is how they didn't even try the boss. And the boss's dad said he's 100% now. He was cleared 2 weeks ago, and now the boss is basically 100%. His dad came out and said his dad's mad about everything. So, yeah, there is that. So I'm just completely mad that the boss didn't get a chance.
Yeah.
How you let a quarterback play this terrible and let him finish the game? I mean, this is worse than we've ever seen.
Yeah.
And he had open receivers.
Right. There are no other coaches that wouldn't have made the change.
I can't think of any.
Yeah, I wouldn't have made the change. And
Mike Leach would have made him get on the bus.
Yeah. I didn't watch any of the Michigan State game. It's probably still on. But my understanding is
that's the other game I'm watching.
Yeah, even Michigan is going for, when it's instead of being conservative, even Michigan's going after the score and everything. This is why Michigan scores so much, because they like to score. And they have a coach who wants to score. And they can play some defense along the way.
I mean, I disagree with all of that, Dean, but
okay.
I don't know what you mean by that. But because Iowa tried to score today too. But they have a quarterback that can't do anything. So that's on Kirk with the quarterback, but try and not score. I don't know what you mean by that. They were trying to score.
I mean, like when like at the end of the quarter or the end of the half or something like that.
I mean, you can't. What do you do? You have Hill out there throwing interceptions, fumbling the ball. Like, what do you do?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, right, South Bend? I mean, right. That's 100%.
What's that?
Freaking natty that he took out Hurts and put in Tua for the national championship, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
I mean, it's getting to where it's just dumb.
Colleen turns on the Hallmark channel to calm down. I just, just going from the high of that touchdown, Cooper's touchdown, going from the high, and then to find out that they brought the ball back, I go, what? And I go, okay, they're reviewing it. I mean, they're probably just checking for out of bounds. I go, and he's clearly in bounds the whole time. I go, this is gonna stand, and then
At one point, I turned around and I looked at the wife. I'm like, why are they still reviewing this? It's clearly inbounds.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
Well, a lot of that crowd was Minnesota people. By the way, if we want to keep the other team out of the stadium, we should probably work better job at selling out, because obviously when we did a sellout at the Minnesota game, a bunch of Gooper fans came in and bought up all the tickets. But they were loud and proud today, and there were a lot of them there.
I didn't pay attention to that. I don't know about that, but I'm sure there were. They were wanting to see a football game.
Mm-hmm.
They just came off their bye week, and Iowa's not far away.
Yeah. Kirk is the one that said that it's probably reviewed in Pittsburgh or something. He was just making a joke. He doesn't know. He said there's a faceless person somewhere reviewing those.
Yeah, it's actually probably New York. It wasn't the refs. The refs didn't do anything.
No. It's like he said that he would like this. He would like to have the on-field ref make the final decision because he's there, But he says the refs on the field didn't make that call. That they're the ones that New York or Pittsburgh or wherever they're actually at are the ones that wanted the call checked out. Yeah. And so, but yeah, boy, that was a beautiful play, though. God, I thought we had the game won, and we're all jumping up and down for joy. Our mood is going from bad moods and cranky to at least we found a way to win and going into the bye week, and then they take it away from us.
Yeah, I mean, right. I was like, no way, man. I even cussed. I was like, holy F, because right before that happened, my wife said, don't worry about it, because she don't worry about it. I was going to win this thing. So I was just like, I cannot believe what's going on with the quarterback. I just couldn't believe it. And then Cooper returns a punt, and I'm like, holy cow. My wife's like, I told you.
Yeah, I get it. It's like the range of emotions, in that game, in that small time, And then I thought, okay. All right. So we're not going to win it that way. We're just going to go down and kick a field goal. And you just have to get us in position to get a field goal. That's all you got to do, Deacon. We're not asking anything else out of you. And what's Deacon do? He throws it to the other team. Did you
see where he threw it between the two Hawkeyes and right into the defender's arms?
Right.
You see that? But a good thing that happened was apparently Brian and Deacon got into it after the game on the sidelines. So yeah, that's a good thing. Somebody needs to get up his butt. I mean, he's terrible, but there's nothing Deacon can do because it's God-given ability.
Right.
So, I mean,
South Bend happens to mention that, KF did put down.
No, the boss is ready to go.
No, but he put down Labus earlier in the
No, right, but that don't matter.
Press conference, he talked down about him.
No, he didn't really talk down about him. He just said that I don't want to put him in. He's not ready. But he was just coming off of injury.
Right.
But according to his dad, that has nothing to do with anything. He's ready.
Yeah. He's been ready most of the season. He's been back.
Well, he just got back 2 weeks ago. His dad even had said that, and now he's about 100%. He got back 2 weeks ago.
I don't believe that because they said he got back.
You believe you're the one that keeps saying it. You're the only one that keeps saying this. We literally
where did you hear that he got back 2 weeks ago? Because he's been on the depth. He wouldn't have been on the depth chart.
No, he was on the depth chart. He would have been an emergency quarterback.
Okay.
But no, the reason he was in third is because of his issues, his injuries. And now his dad said he is ready to go. So I know that's not a thing because his dad wants him playing. Well, they feel like they should be playing right now. And you know what? If his dad actually said that to Kirk, that's another reason why Hill's going to play.
Right, because nobody's going to tell Kirk how to run his program.
Yeah, because Kirk is just he's turning into a senile old man when it comes to Granted, he's always been like that with quarterbacks, hasn't he? Like always.
Yeah.
It takes something drastic to let him change quarterbacks.
Okay. Colleen says apparently Kirk and Cooper got dejected. Did she mean ejected or dejected? I don't understand what that means. Colleen, could you explain that comment, please? Okay.
Yeah.
Next comment. The South Bend, I'll have to send you the rule thing that Jason had out and the referee's explanation of that. They apparently all along were not looking for out of bounds. They were looking for the invalid.
Hey, South Bend, do you want to hear a conspiracy theory?
Sure. Send it anyway.
Yeah. They wanted Iowa to lose. And the moment they won, they went back to find anything they could to not let that touchdown stand. The whole nation wanted Iowa to lose. Nobody wanted them to win except for Iowa fans because of the offense. That's my conspiracy theory.
People want Caitlin for quarterback. She might do a better job. Okay. I agree with you, South Bend. All right. So you're saying Kirk and
they didn't get ejected.
I didn't think they got ejected either.
No, they didn't.
No, I don't think so either. That would have been brought up on the post-game show by Dolphin Eddie if they had.
Well, everybody, yeah. I mean, they would have been brought up at the presser. It would be all over Twitter.
Yeah.
Cooper didn't even say anything. Cooper didn't even say anything.
Here's one, and I have to agree with this one. 2 of KF's best seasons were with mobile QBs, and they were hell-bent on not to have a mobile one. Yeah. Well, I think his philosophy seems to change since the 2002 year when he had Brad Banks, because it just seems like he doesn't want to play that style anymore because we used to score a lot of points with Brad Banks.
Marco's a mobile quarterback, and so is Rezar. So the next 2 quarterbacks behind the boss are mobile quarterbacks.
Yeah.
But I don't want KF any a part of them because if he screws over Marco like he is the boss right now, I want no part of it. Because I could see Marco's dad saying something that pissed Kirk off, and he's just a little, I just want to talk to him. Oh my God, he's just a big old fucking baby. Like I'm so mad at him tonight. He's just what?
You mean Kirk?
Yes. He's just a big old baby.
Yeah.
Like it's dumb. I don't understand. And then he won't let the coordinators talk to the media. I'm going to have to shave my face when I get off of here.
Yeah.
I don't like looking at myself.
My face usually looks thinner than this. I don't know what's going on today. Maybe it was all that pizza I ate during the game.
Maybe. I don't. I guess my face layer is covering my fat. There is that.
There you go. That's why I have a beard in the past, but my wife made me shave it. She didn't like it. Okay. Trying to remember, was CJ Beathard the other quarterback you were talking about? Maybe.
Probably.
Yeah.
Because CJ, but that wasn't like a good offensive year, but they won a lot of games.
Yeah. Casey, they didn't blow the whistle because in case they were wrong, they didn't want to affect the play outcome. So they let the play go until the touchdown, and then they whistled for the review. That's explained. Did you post that on Facebook for people to see that rule thing and the referee's explanation?
On every one of the pages too.
Okay, yeah. So it's out there, guys. If not, ask me and I'll send it to you. I thought his interpretation of the rules is stupid, but he did explain himself, so it's out there. Okay. Sadly, I wholeheartedly agree with the conspiracy, Jason.
I mean, it 100% makes sense because nobody on the field did anything. It was a touchdown.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, somebody from New York beeps in and said, "Oh, we got to review this." That don't sound fishy.
Yeah.
They never call this play ever.
Thanks for making me laugh. There you go.
I
Kirk
mean,
said in all of his years of coaching, he's never seen that before.
no. And you always have to go above your head. There are so many punt returners that do this. When the ball's coming down, they literally like open up their arms. Like they just try to make sure they're loose to catch the ball.
Right.
They don't just sit there all stone hand and wait.
Yeah, but and he's running. He's running, so he is going to move his hand a little bit. It's just like if he had just gone back and forth with it, like he was running instead of this.
Well,
maybe they wouldn't have called it on him.
He was pointing to the ball. They would have called it on him anyway.
Yeah, but no, that's funny because everybody's afraid that if Iowa made it to the Big Ten championship game with
I don't think it's a Big Ten
championship and beat game. Michigan or somebody,
yeah,
I think they might have a shot at the playoffs. They would have never had the shot at the playoffs. I'm telling you.
No, they would have.
Huh?
They would have if they would have beat Michigan. They didn't want no part of it. See, now if they go win the Big Ten championship somehow, then they're going to go to the Orange Bowl or whatever. Because the Rose Bowl, I think, is like a playoff game.
Yeah. Until Wisconsin and Minnesota both lose to Ohio State, Wisconsin next week, and I think Minnesota the following week, we're not in control of our destiny anymore. Minnesota is. And Wisconsin.
I was still in control of their destiny if Wisconsin and Minnesota lose to Ohio State.
Yeah, they need them both to lose to Ohio State. Yeah.
And they will to Ohio State.
That's when we get our control back. But right now, we're no longer in control. Okay.
I know, Casey. It wasn't Pittsburgh. I think because that's where Kirk's from. He's from that area. He said Pittsburgh, but I think it was New York. I think he was being facetious.
I think he was too.
But I can't say Casey either way because I didn't hear how it came out of his mouth, if it was a joke. But I don't think Pittsburgh is where it's at.
Yeah, I think he said something about, somebody in Pittsburgh made that call.
Yeah, I don't.
I think he was just being facetious that person wasn't in the stadium.
Okay. I think so too. But you could be. I mean, he could be right, Casey. I just think that it's New York because I'm just going off of memory. I could be wrong.
Mike, okay. Mike comes up. Welcome to the Big Ten. The 10 stands for brain cells and officials. Officials.
For real.
Yeah. I'm enjoying this, guys. You're getting your comments up more than usual because this show's for you guys to help advance along with us a little bit. Okay.
I'm with Mike. I see the very bottom one. See, I'm already engaged, Mike. I saw that right away before Dean can even get to it. I don't even want to see it. I don't want to see it ever again.
Mm-hmm. Jason Kirk said it was Pittsburgh we already talked about that.
Yeah, you went up instead of down, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
That's
we all heard it. I mean, he said it.
Yeah, I didn't hear it live or nothing, but I heard you guys talk about it. I just don't think it's in Pittsburgh, but it might be. And it really doesn't matter.
Guys, honestly, I hate to say this. He's going to start.
He can't. He
can't, but he will.
I don't know. I mean, I don't see.
If Brian would have the guts to stand up to his dad.
Like right now,
if he was that mad at Deacon after the game, then he needed to go approach Dad and say, Daddy.
And maybe he does that. Yeah, they'll get a New York Six Bowl. That's what I was trying to say, South Bend.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
guys, but I'm going to be honest with you. Do you guys honestly think if everybody sells out to stop the run the way Minnesota did today, with Deacon as our quarterback, can we win our next 4 games?
Well, yeah, because they've been doing it all year. Minnesota wasn't just another.
But we did it with the running game and defense.
But they did it the same way, though. Purdue had 9 guys in the box when.
But we ran against them.
That's my point. My point is not every team is going to be able to do what Minnesota did.
Okay.
Because
Minnesota
had 8 guys in the box.
Yeah.
Wisconsin did the same thing.
but we talked about this on our preview show. Minnesota is not a very good run stopping team.
They obviously are. They did what Wisconsin
did today.
Do.
Yeah,
right. That's my point. Is you can't gauge any of these games off of each other because
Okay.
Wisconsin had 8 guys in the box, and freaking Williams went 82 yards against 8 men. And Purdue had 9 guys in the box. They did the same thing Minnesota did, and Caleb Johnson went 67 yards. So we can't gauge. It just depends on the scheme. It depends on what the defense tries to do because apparently whatever Minnesota did worked. Wisconsin had 8, 9 guys in the box and they couldn't stop it.
Right.
So,
yeah, okay. So Mike says that there was that bullshit 4th down fumble fiasco last week and now this. What the hell, man? God help us, Colleen says.
I completely forgot about that, Mike.
I
forgot about the fumble. It counts as a fumble. So how many times has he actually fumbled this year? Because he fumbled against Penn State. He got the one back against Wisconsin, obviously, thank God. But he's got 3 interceptions and 4 fumbles? 4 fumbles lost. 5 fumbles total.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what Mike is saying nope to. God help us, or sometimes these are out of context, so I don't know what we're saying. Who the hell is going to New York? If I go to New York, it's to get drunk and watch the ball drop.
I don't know.
I wouldn't go to New York to watch the ball drop. Too many people. I don't like that. I don't like being in those kind of crowds.
I wouldn't go after my experience in Chicago, walking downtown Chicago, and it's just like the Crocodile Dundee. You know, at the end when he's like chasing down that woman in the subway or whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, there's so many people, and he's trying to get her attention. That's what Chicago was like, and everybody had a cell phone having a different conversation. It was like, I can't handle that. I was like, what the? No, I don't like this. Too many people.
Yeah. Okay. After tonight, at a home game in the dejected players, at this given moment right now, I'd say Northwestern is about almost guaranteed. Is the only almost guaranteed win.
I don't even know if that's a guarantee. If Deacon Hill plays, they could lose every single game, but they could also win every single game.
Right.
Because it will depend on how they attack. Whatever Minnesota did, they did something different than what Wisconsin and Purdue did because they tried the same thing.
Northwestern apparently could play defense. They did it on Nebraska, even though Nebraska won the game. Nebraska didn't score.
Oh, right. That's what I'm saying. They're all, to me, every game's the same if Deacon Hill plays.
Right.
Every one of them.
Ugly, stupid games that we could lose. But, I mean, the good news is we can beat any of these teams, but the bad news is any of them can beat us, as Minnesota proved today.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Does Jake Vandenberg have any?
Yeah, no, I got you, Mike. I forgot about that, but you're oh, wait. We recovered, but somehow Wisconsin. I don't remember that, I guess. I was talking about Deacon's fumble when he dropped it and fell on it before the field goal, right?
Yeah. Okay. South Bend thinks that Deacon has lost 5 fumbles with 3 loss and 3 picks.
He could be right. I thought it was 4 loss, but South Bend could be right. I'm going off memory.
4th down fumble I was referring to was that play where Wisconsin fumbled recovery, but somehow Wisconsin got it back. Okay. I don't remember that. Why don't I remember that game? Okay. My nurse told me to never stop my.
Thanks, Colleen.
Takes the edge off. Okay.
For real. I never thought in a million years I'd see anything worse than Padilla and Petrus.
Padilla is like Tom Brady compared to Deacon Hill. Yeah.
I mean,
Deacon Hill's so bad. How can Kirk, honestly, how can he put that guy out there? Does Kirk not even care about his reputation anymore?
I don't know what Kirk cares about anymore.
This almost reminds me of Joe Paul's final years. You know,
The
when
difference
Penn
is
State started going downhill during his final years.
the difference is Iowa's still winning. They're 6-2, and we're acting like the world's falling. They could
Right.
still end up 10-2.
Yes.
It's just going to depend on the way the ball bounces. Because if these idiot refs or whoever, if my conspiracy theory didn't happen, Iowa wins tonight probably. Deuce Hogan was just as bad as Deuce Hogan could throw the ball better, but he couldn't get anybody out of the huddle. Deuce Hogan was way in over his head. He should have transferred to a small school. Going to Kentucky as a walk-on was just dumb.
Colin goes, I mean, how can you throw to a wide open, goofy receiver? Because he was throwing to one of the other two guys that were surrounding him. I mean, honestly, I don't like the Gophers. I never have, but they played a good second half. They really did. They hit Iowa where it hurt, where they hurt the most. And I thought, I think like everybody thought, on that Cooper touchdown that we at least salvaged a win. We all felt that. We all felt the high and the low almost within a couple of minutes.
Now that's an interesting comparison. It does without the losses, right? Because in 2012 was the worst season since the very beginning of Kirk. So this year's not like that as far as wins and losses, but the political divide between the fans is very much on par with 2012.
So I guess we're on par to go to Detroit or New York for our bowl game right now.
Well, no, actually, they're like, what are they? They're still fourth in the Big Ten right now. You're like,
Yeah, I know. We're 6-2, and it doesn't feel like it, does it?
Right.
Okay. New Iowa Cuba. Chris Jakers. I don't understand that, but maybe you guys do.
Mike, Mike, you got to help me on that. Jake Christensen is what my guess is.
Oh, got it. I got it. Well, even he's better than Deacon, and I used to get frustrated at Christensen.
The thing is, Jake Christensen actually completed more pass or had a better completion percentage than all the quarterbacks that we've had in the last decade. That's what people don't realize. And Stanzi didn't even do that well in 2009. In 2009, Stanzi had 17 touchdowns and 15 picks, and he only completed in the 50s, I believe. Right? Jake Christensen completed in the 60s, I think. I'm almost positive on that.
Okay, Jake Christensen was 198 for 370 yards, 2,200. He was 198 at 370. So somebody do the math. How many? What's his percentage there? It was well over 50%. Okay, for 2,269 yards. Okay.
Well, right, South Bend, until they play Ohio State. But you're right.
Yeah. So, anyway, Stanzi only played one full year and then another year. Part of another year. I think Stanzi took over for him. Okay. All right. Where are we at here? Okay. Minnesota's actually in the driver's seat now if they beat Ohio State and Whiskey in the remaining games that they are in. Let's just hope that they don't beat Ohio State.
Okay. I mean, if they do, so be it. Like if they're man enough to beat Ohio State, then we just got to tip our hat to them and let whatever happens happen.
Right. God, he'd take Helen Keller over Deacon Hill. Deacon Hill's got, everybody's Jiminy Christmas. Yeah. Coley, and I hope you're right. I still want us to win the West in the last year of the divisions. It still can happen. It's not off the board. It's just that we need a little help now. Okay.
It's just like 2021.
Okay. Can't believe I choked being up 21-7 on whiskey. That would have sent whiskey football into a tailspin. Oh, Illinois choked.
Illinois. Yeah. I couldn't believe that either. 100%. I couldn't believe that.
So Illinois had to come from behind to beat Illinois today. Did I hear that?
Illinois had to come from behind.
No, I meant Wisconsin had to come from behind to beat Illinois.
Yes, that's what I meant to say.
Okay. So it makes me wonder, Wisconsin's probably not very good, so they probably will lose to Minnesota too.
I mean, I don't know, because Wisconsin, they got that freshman quarterback. He doesn't look bad.
No, he doesn't. I mean, he looks better than what we're throwing out there. I'd take him.
Jesus, by a mile.
I didn't know that 10 for 28 was even possible. There's one at one point today.
Not when you have wide open receivers everywhere.
Yeah. At one point today, I'm saying the way Le'Shawn, that's what they're saying, I think. Le'Shawn Williams was running, and he kept getting minus yardage there for a while. I go, is it possible as a running back ever finish the game with negative yardage?
Right.
We know quarterbacks do all the time, but it's just like.
UCLA and Stanford's on now. Hopefully Stanford can come away with the victory there. Mm-hmm. With UCLA being ranked 25th, and won't make us look so bad. Because Stanford's one of the worst teams in the country.
Who's South Bend? Who are you talking about? Who played the whole game? I'm missing the conversation somewhere.
Did he play the whole game though? Oh yeah, I don't know who you're talking about, South Bend. Oh, the freshman?
Oh,
I'm sure he did, but I haven't checked. Let me look. That's a good question. Mm-hmm. I'm almost positive because he was their big-time recruit. Like, he's their baby. So.
Yeah, Colleen.
Yeah, he did. He was 21 of 41 passing for 240 yards and 2 touchdowns. But the key is 0 interceptions.
Yep.
So he was only a 50% passer, but he threw 2 touchdowns and had 0 picks.
Yeah, he was 50% against us too. So that's fine. That worked for them. That works for them. Obviously.
I mean, it would have worked for us today. If Hill was 50% passing today, we wouldn't.
Hell, if he doesn't fumble twice, Whiskey does. I mean, Minnesota doesn't get 12 points. They only get 6 points up on the board.
That's true. Now, were both of his fumbles in our territory?
I thought they were, or at least one was a short field.
I know one was at the 10-yard line. It was
and I thought the other one was, not that deep, but I thought it was enough that it was because we didn't break it across the 50-yard line at all very much. So I'm thinking the fumble was that we still left him a short field, but a little longer than 10. I have to go back and look. Okay.
This Utah game is pretty awesome. Are any of you guys watching the Utah USC game? It's a great game. USC all of a sudden can score. This is nuts.
What the hell? QB has never finished with a negative QB rating, but Deacon Hill is trying. That's because no coach is dumb enough like our coach to leave a quarterback that bad into play.
That's what I think. I'm with you, Mike, because Joey would have already been playing, right? So then we wouldn't have this hard-headedness of Deacon Hill.
Right. Well, they were saying that coming out of spring that Deacon Hill he passed Levis up on the depth chart.
Yeah, coming out of spring he did. But not knowing the playbook and stuff, he wasn't going to now. Mm-hmm. He's still learning the playbook.
Okay. Yep, that's how you come back, though. And 30, 40 pass attempts at least keeps the defense on their heels. Even a 50% completion rate, the defense has to respect the pass. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Um, it's just like I just never seen anything like it, and I just don't understand a coach who would, it's almost like Kirk didn't care if they lost today or not. I mean, I know he wants to win; he's paid to win, but he can't honestly think that he was going to win that game with that quarterback in the game. Was he hoping for a little luck? A little Cooper DeJean luck. He almost got it.
I mean, he almost got it. He was so happy. He wants to win. Did you see the way he was yelling at the refs on the sidelines?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fumble, Caleb! Caleb Williams is having himself a Deacon Hill moment.
All fumbles are going to be now called Deacon Hill moments.
Yeah, for real. 4 or 5 fumbles. I think South Bend said 5. 5 fumbles by the guy, and he's only played in 3 games.
Okay. What? Okay, I got to find my.
He can't run more difficult plays.
YouTube TV. Let's go in there so I can get the games up too. Might as well. I swore off football for the rest of the day. I hate watching football after we lose like that. I mean, I handled the Penn State loss better than this.
That's because the Penn State loss was, you kind of knew.
Yeah.
That loss was coming. We had a lot of fun. I was feeling an Iowa win, being positive, but that loss, you kind of felt that like it was coming. Mm-hmm. This one is on a whole nother level. Yeah. And seeing a quarterback be as bad as what Hill is, it's not even close. Like, you can't even do this in high school, right?
Yeah.
I mean, good God.
Mike, I don't think we can let him run more difficult plays. He can't even handle the easy ones.
No, he can't.
I think we're getting Colleen more fired up.
Okay. For real, Mike. It was quick. You started seeing it pretty quick.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's true.
That Band-Aid got ripped off in a hurry. That wasn't freaking like today. When you had the lead. They legit had the lead the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
What, 80% of the game, would you say Iowa had the lead?
Mm-hmm. Okay. During the game, it was reported that when Minnesota went up 12-10, went to each group and repeating, "We will win," over and over to each group. Kind of makes you wonder if the players aren't buying in.
No, they were buying in. They were so excited when Coop did it.
The only person not buying in was Deacon.
Yeah. No, I did, but it wasn't that. It was being a coach. I actually liked that he was doing that. He was just keeping them positive, right?
Right. Yeah, he was. Yeah,
he's saying, "We will win." That's what a coach does.
Yeah,
we will win.
I don't have any problem with him doing that. That's any coach.
No.
Any coach would do that.
All coaches do some
you
stuff.
You don't want to project anything negative, like, "Oh God, guys, I guess we're not going to win this game." Yeah, we heard it.
Yeah, Casey, I don't know what's going on. I've been working on it, trying to figure it out. But and today somebody told me, I had somebody help me tell me that it could be the audio from YouTube is trying to record the audio from my camera or something. So I went through the settings and I put everything on the camera, and it's still, if you looked at it, did you see the videos, and did you still hear the like, I don't know, it came out of nowhere.
So
like, I don't understand what's going on.
You don't know where that's coming from.
Because the camera, I decided to use the camera this time, and it's working fine when I'm with you, right? You guys don't hear any buzzing, right?
No, right.
But when I do it myself, like we were doing, I have not.
Yeah. I had a similar discussion with
Mike. I would try that tomorrow.
I had a similar discussion with South Bend when I got on Corey's show, and I was hearing myself echo myself back, and I was on a delay, so I had to get off the show because I was on a delay, and I couldn't tell what was real time and what wasn't because I was hearing myself in real time, and then I'd hear it back a couple seconds later, and so
Right,
I
but
just
did you?
I had to apologize to Corey and say, Corey, I'm just going to hang up because I'm hearing double feed here, and but so yeah.
But did you get a buzzing noise or just a feed?
No, I didn't get a buzzing noise, but it's just something like about muting the TV or muting my computer or my phone or something, you know, because if I call in on the phone to him, then I probably have to mute my computer.
Well, right. I'm gonna. I'll do that tomorrow, Mike. Just try to work on it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if that's what it is, because it's like some interference. It's making it do this high pitched noise. Oh, USC kicked a field goal.
Yeah. Game is close. Touchdown will win it. Okay, YouTube. Okay, you already did that one, and you did this one. Okay. Okay. So, any other comments, guys? You guys want to? Any more things you want to sound off about or anything? Now's your time. I saw a couple of you guys over at Corey's show. I watched Corey's show for all of about 5 minutes and left my comment, and then I had to go be with the wife.
What did he have to say?
Honestly, I didn't get to hear too much of it. I'll be honest. Casey and South Bend were there. Maybe they can tell us did Corey call in for some jobs there? Is he saying Brian and Kirk have to go? What did he think about then? I can go back and watch it when he loads it back up. I can't
right, Mike.
Deacon for another hour probably. I don't think Deacon is.
Well, South Bend. I don't know if I showed here. Let me try sharing something to my group. I don't know if I shared this yet, but guys, this same ref, listen to this. This same ref, Tim O'Day, who came out with this excuse on why he made the call. 3 years ago, O'Day and his crew, there were a crew on the Big 12. They received 2-game suspensions for not knowing the rules or not enforcing them. So this same ref, Tim O'Day, did the same thing in the Big 12. So maybe he was gambling. Hey, would that have went over? Would that punt return have made the game go over? Changed anything?
It would have been 17. It would have been 17 to 9 or 12.
12.
That would have made it at 29.
Oh, so that still would have been under. So that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Well, I guess unless he took Minnesota. So this same ref, I'm going to try to share it into my group if I haven't already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I lost my train of thought. I had something I wanted to say I thought was relevant, but if it was relevant, it would have stuck in my mind a little longer than it did.
Okay, I'm sharing it right now, guys. In the everything, Iowa Sports.
Okay. Yeah. The one thing I thought about is I think if we had a different crew there today, I think the outcome would have been different, in my personal opinion. But then with a different crew, would we even been in that position, you know, because of different calls on different ways things went, you know? Okay. But I'm concerned if all the calls went exactly the same way that they did today, and we had a different crew, I think Cooper's touchdown stands because this guy in his explanation, he's just interpreting the hand wave wrong. That's all. You know, that's all he's doing is he's thinking any kind of hand wave is in his book was illegal.
But that was wrong.
Yeah, but when they watched the tape back, could they not tell that the guys the defenders or the gunners or whatever you want to call them, they were still going after Coop because they knew he wasn't fair catching the ball.
Right. That's what I'm saying. The ref was 100% wrong. Like,
Yeah,
and it wasn't even
out in my mind.
it wasn't even close because every punt return you will see them do what Coop did. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I get that, South Bend. Yeah, then the over would have happened.
If Minnesota would have done something with it.
Yeah, which they had plenty of time to do it. Yeah, he goes, it's not even him, it's the replay official determining it, and he's not on the field. Here's a question I got for it, though. His explanation of what he did and why they did it, it made it sound like he initiated the review.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This is like South Bend said. South Bend just said, I don't. Yeah, I don't understand it either. Like, seriously, just creates a penalty out of nowhere that every team does. And if University of Iowa, if they were smart, they would send it in. And I mean, well, whoever that replay ref was, he needs to be investigated for something, especially with the gambling. Yeah, it was, Mike. Now I'm just so angry about everything tonight. And it's not even the refs. They were just dumb, right? They took the win away, but Iowa sticking with Deacon Hill was a worse reason, in my opinion. Oh my God.
Yeah, it was USC intercepted the ball and almost made it to a touchdown.
I missed it. Too busy talking.
Yeah, I was watching it while you were talking. Okay.
Yeah.
Its explanation was total word salad.
I wish they wouldn't have done that. That made Iowa fans look dumb.
What's that, though? His explanation?
No. What Mike said. Read what Mike said.
Oh, yeah, the bottle throwing, yeah. I didn't like that either. I wondered if it would have cost us a penalty, by the fans because the fans were doing it. Touchdown, USC. Okay.
They said PJ took the punter's info on fair catch. Okay. I don't know exactly.
Huh? Wait a minute. I don't understand that.
I don't know.
PJ took the punter's info on fair catch to the ref, and that's why he was in. Oh, so PJ initiated the review. The Iowa fans helped pick up the stadium and support recycling by giving the bottles to the field cleanup crew. Fleck tried to get a 15-yarder, but like, dude, you already got one gift call, and the bottle throwing is mostly in the corner off of the field. I do want to know why the entire team was on the field during all that melee. Were they on the field to protect themselves from bottle throwing, or does anybody know why the entire team, including the coaching staff, was on the field?
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Iowa State fans are even saying it was bogus. Everybody knows it was bogus. Punter who alerted PJ of the hands waving. The punter is who waved.
So the punter went over. The punter went over and said he was waving his hands.
He was not. I can't believe that the refs watching the video and they say it clearly shows that he was. How they can say that? The guy's an idiot.
Yeah. If you're watching the replay, you can see the facts.
Yeah. And for some reason, he's taking that left arm in a circle as he's running as an invalid fair catch. Well, take a look around you, buddy. Look at the Minnesota players. Did they look like they thought it was a fair catch? Not on your life. You know?
Dumb.
Call it the way it should be called, dude. Called a PJ Theater performance.
That's what he's good at. He's good at theater.
Yeah, I refused to. I turned the TV off as soon as they won, and he went up for the interview with the girl. It's like I refuse to watch him say his rhetoric. Yeah, Iowa played a good game, but we came out on top. I don't know what he actually said.
Utah just had an Iowa receiver moment. Ball went right through the Utah receiver's hands on a 2nd and 9.
Oh, that's another Iowa receiver moment, tripping up yourself. Okay. Okay, and this is the worst reffing since that game in 2019 or 20 against Nebraska. But we won those games. So how bad was it? It might have been bad, but we won it. We didn't win this one.
Well, I mean, I didn't know if he wasn't out of bounds, Colleen. I was legit watching the replay for him being out of bounds.
Yeah, all of us were. And the first time through, it was like, okay, it's obvious he never went out of bounds.
Yes, and that's why I said
this one's going to stand. And it's like,
and then it was like what, 3 or 4 minutes later, they were still reviewing it. I'm like, what could they be reviewing?
Mm-hmm. Here we go. Jacob reported that everyone had left the field. He stayed out there and just kept looking around. He said it was just weird. Probably just soaking it all in like, I finally won in this stadium. I finally won. And this is for all my peers since 1999 who weren't able to win here.
For real. Oh! Personal foul, roughing the passer.
That'll move them downfield.
And they only need a field goal. Utah only needs a field goal.
Did they miss? USC must have missed the extra point because they only have 32 points.
They went for 2.
They went from 26 to 32.
They went for 2.
Oh, they went for 2?
Yeah.
Oh, I get it. If they go for 2, then that puts them up by a field goal, so they can't lose the game. At worst, they can tie it.
Yep, and they missed.
Okay.
Nope, UCLA's up 14-0.
Who are they playing? I forgot.
Stanford, the worst team in football.
Oh. Yeah, how did they go from a few years ago when they kicked our butt in the Rose Bowl, from that high to where they're at now?
All their NFL talent is gone. They didn't recruit very well. Mm-hmm. It's hard to recruit to Stanford.
Yeah.
It's hard to even get in that school, let alone.
Wow. Targeting on the quarterback.
I mean, it was head to head. Yeah, Christian McCaffrey and Andrew Luck. They had a couple tight ends.
Yeah.
But Andrew Luck
set up QB and go
Andrew Luck wasn't
okay, yeah, the Christian McCaffrey, I think he's hurt with the Niners.
You know he's hurt with the Niners.
Well, I mean, I don't know if he's hurt enough to keep him out of the game Monday night or not.
Oh, my goodness. That quarterback just got laid out. Call timeout, Utah. Your quarterback is done. So is number 8.
They just false started. You must be a little behind me because they just false started after the layout.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. Okay. Good night, everybody. I have to repent before I go to church.
Good night, Colleen.
Good
Yeah,
night,
you
Colleen.
probably-
Thanks for joining the show, Colleen.
We all probably need to repent.
I'm sure we all said a few words. The targeting call, I think, was a good call. I did say in our texting group that before anybody realized what happened, that I thought we had a targeting call on us, and I'm about to say, and I think we got away with it. But before I could type that, they were reviewing it for targeting, and I think even Brian agreed with me. I think he said, "Yeah, you can count on it." But yeah, unfortunately it was a good call. He didn't hit him helmet to helmet so much as when he went after him, he hit the face cage, and that moved the helmet. You could see the helmet move when he touched the face cage. And I think that's where they called it targeting. But listening to the rule guy, he didn't think it would be targeting because it didn't meet all the criteria. It had to meet all the criteria, and the guy wasn't defenseless runner. He was not defenseless.
Yes. However, what the guy didn't think about is you can't be looking at the ground when you hit. He literally put his head down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he speared him with his helmet. Like, seriously.
Yeah. If he'd have kept his head up, it wouldn't have been targeting, right?
Yes. If he would have kept his head up, it wouldn't have been targeting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't really.
I don't know. I'm blaming everything on the Ferences right now. I'm not on the bandwagon for either one of them anymore. You got to know when to fold them and when to hold them, and he needs to fold them.
Mike, no. Targeting is if you hit somebody with your helmet, and if it's helmet to helmet. But if you have your head down and you spear somebody, which is what he did, because most of the contact did hit the shoulders, but he had his head down. He was looking at the ground, going like this. If he was looking like this and hit him like this, it wouldn't have been targeting.
You guys will be glad to know that Kirk Ferentz didn't think it was targeting. He mentioned that with Gary and Dahl.
Same with the guy, Anthony Herron, the guy, the color guy tonight.
Yeah.
He didn't think so either.
Yeah.
He said that he goes back in my day, that was just football, which he was right. But the rule as it states, basically though, as a coach, and Iowa does really good at this, which is why Iowa never gets this called, is they have their you see what you hit. If your head's up, you're not going to get targeted regardless.
Yeah. Well, it's a good thing that happened right at the end of the first half, because we only had to miss him for the second half, and we get him back in 2 weeks.
Official review. What are we reviewing, Dean? I missed it.
Oh, I missed it too. I think it's just like a something to do with the first down, whether they actually got it.
Oh, call stands. Ole Miss beat Auburn.
Okay. Can't believe Vines actually caught a pass. He caught 3 today, I think.
He did.
He caught 3 and was the leader in yards.
3 for 61 yards in the first quarter, and then nothing.
Nothing after that, yeah. And then Nico caught 4, I believe.
I think they both caught 3, but you might be right.
Yeah. Oh, but
Nico
I think
was Nico was like 3 for 3 for like 27 or something. It wasn't a lot.
Okay.
Nico. Oh no, you're right. Oh yeah, that's right. That screen pass. He caught 4 for 28 yards.
Okay. So not much. He didn't get much yardage.
No.
And then Seth got 1, I think.
2 for 15.
Okay. Are they the only ones that caught him? Oh no. Ostrenga. Hi, is that how you say his name? Is he our number 1 tight end now?
Yeah.
Is he? Okay.
That's how far down the list we are.
I thought Stylianos was in there, but he's out, right?
No, he came in and played, but he played sparingly. He almost only played when they were using him for run blocking.
Oh, okay.
If you notice, when they went to 2 tight end sets,
Mm-hmm.
they were playing him as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, that, and if I remember right, Deacon Hill, he got nailed with the helmet, and he almost got his helmet ripped off. Although they got the face mask penalty on that one.
Yeah. Yeah, they called the face mask on that one. At least they got that one right.
Right.
Mastranga looked fine considering he's a tight end 3.
I think he's actually tight end 4.
That's what I thought too. I think Stylianos was 3 at one point.
Which one? Well, he's either 3 or 4. I mean, it doesn't really matter.
Right, yeah.
Okay. At that point, but
yeah.
Alrighty, guys. I'm gonna hit the hay.
All right, guys. We're gonna end this show, guys. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for your comments. There won't be a show tomorrow night, obviously, because we're doing it now. Tuesday or Wednesday, because it is a bye week, and we'll all calm down by then. We're gonna do basketball preview on both the men and the women.
And did you see South Bend's last comment?
What? Oh, let me put it up there. Okay. Can we just put an N, a star, an asterisk on this game as questionable outcome, so PJ doesn't have to go. Hey, could they? Can I ask you guys a question? Could they go back to the Big Ten Conference and say, "Hey, we need to put that touchdown back on the board. We should never pull it off," which would automatically give Iowa the win, right? Can they do that, or is it just a letter that says, "Sorry, we screwed up"?
It's a letter. It says,
"It won't happen again."
Yeah, sorry we screwed up, but you better just keep winning so you can get to the championship.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
You got 2 weeks to get healed and get stuff going. All right, guys. Good night. We'll see you guys on Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever we decide to do.
Bye. Go Hawks.
Go Hawks. Bye.